Hi Rachel, how are you today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. So my name is Jessica and I'm going to be working with you over the next few months. I just want to take today and get to know you and really work on the things that are important to you in the course of your action here.
Okay.
So my role here is really to be a facilitator for you. We'll talk about what's important to you, like I said, and I'll do what I can to help you in any way. If that's a little bit of case management, that's what I'll do. But really, I want you to feel empowered to do a lot of this yourself. Does that sound okay to you?
That sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that being said, I have some expectations of you. The first one being, I really need you to be open and honest with me. I'm not going to judge you for anything that you say to me or any concerns, thoughts, feelings that you have. It just gives me a really good place to get to know you and kind of work up from. Does that sound like something you can do?
It does, yes.
Okay. So I do have a couple of things I want to talk to you about. The first one are some agency policies that we have here. Everything that you and I say in our sessions will be confidential, and that means I'm not going to go and talk to anybody else about them unless you give me expressed written permission. Okay?
Okay.
There are some exceptions to that. One of them being if you tell me that you're going to harm yourself or harm others, I do have to alert authorities. And the other is if you have told me that you've harmed a child. Okay?
Okay.
Do you understand those policies as I
do. Yes.
told them to you?
Yes.
Can you tell me them back?
Yes, so we're confidential unless you think I'm going to hurt myself or others or suspect any child abuse.
Absolutely. Good job. Thank you. Those can be kind of confusing for some people. So how do you feel about being here today?
I feel pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
I just, I've never had therapy before and I just feel like it's a good time to start and talk about some stuff, so.
Fantastic. So what brings you in today?
Well, I have a lot going on, but recently, I'd say, my mother and father-in-law have decided that they're going to move here come January. Their financial situation isn't the best, and so we're just trying to figure out how we're going to get them here and
Okay.
how we're going to make them comfortable.
Okay. How's your relationship with them?
It's good. His father and I get along very easily. His mother and I do as well. We clash a little bit more. She's dealing with some of her own issues, which I think makes it hard. She's had back pain her whole life and has been on some pretty intense meds that has kind of affected her memory and so I think that's something else that the family hasn't quite, I don't know, just discussed with each other. I think it's kind of there in the background, but that's part of the move is they're both attorneys. She can no longer work and they're not making money, so.
So in addition to their financial stressors, it sounds like you have some concerns with your mother-in-law and her health in general.
Yes.
And you said the back pain has been happening her whole life, or?
Yeah, she was in a car accident when she was pregnant with my husband, my sister-in-law.
Okay.
And I think since then it's been pretty rough. She's had some surgeries and I don't know what the doctor situation was, but I think they were kind of over medicating her and yeah, it's dramatically affected her memory.
Okay.
So.
And she's still taking medication for it?
She is, I think she's kind of been getting weaned off a little bit. Yeah, and she just had some injections that have helped her. They only usually help for like 6 months or so.
So like those corticoids,
Yeah. So the doctor also says she needs to lose weight, which would help the back pain, but
Okay.
she kind of just has some very unhealthy habits. She doesn't walk because it hurts, but then she can't lose weight because she doesn't walk. It's kind of a cycle that we can't get away from. So I think when she moves to Colorado, it'll be good. She'll have all the grandbabies to take care of. I think the weather will be better than it is in Wisconsin, so I think she'll be able to get outside more and walk around. It'll be a really good move. I'm just, they're moving from a big house that they've lived in for the past 40 years. They haven't started packing anything, and they're leaving the house, they're leaving their jobs, they're going to be living off Social Security, so life's going to be very, very different for them.
Okay. So yeah, it sounds like there's some big changes
Mhm.
coming not only in their life, but your life as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So something about grandbabies.
Yes.
So there's multiple children around.
There are, yeah. So I have a 1-year-old, and then my brother and sister-in-law, they have, she's 15 months old, so mine is 12 months, and then we're both pregnant, so there's gonna be 2 more.
Well, congratulations. So
Thanks.
yeah, lots of grandbabies
Yes,
around.
yeah, we're gonna-
That'd be very exciting.
They're coming in use through school, so it'll be nice.
So are your mother and father-in-law planning on living nearby? Where in Colorado are they moving to?
Yes, so I live in Longmont, and then my brother and sister-in-law live in, is it Broome? It might be Broomfield. It's off of Sheridan. So they were kind of just going for something in between.
Okay.
Nobody really knows anything. Like I said, they're gonna be living out their Social Security. Rent is not cheap, and I don't think they realize that. They had this last visit here with us where they were trying to find some housing, and they went to Housing Helpers, and I guess the lady just wasn't very nice. She kind of laughed at them. Well, you're not gonna find something like that. Why doesn't your daughter-in-law just build you something in the backyard?
Because that's a very realistic expectation.
Exactly.
Yeah. And doesn't put any pressure on you, right?
No. Yeah, so I think, and I'm the only one that's been kind of, because I'm starting to get a little bit more familiar with some of the housing options available. I've been discussing affordable housing with them.
Right.
And I don't know that they wouldn't qualify for Section 8, but even though affordable housing, I've been finding it's kind of difficult to find what they're going to be wanting. They need some space. She's a big cook, so she needs a big kitchen. I don't know. It's going to be tricky to find something that they like.
That sounds like, they don't have a whole lot planned.
Mm-hmm.
It also sounds like you're kind of doing it for them.
Yeah, they've kind of always been, they're incredibly smart people. Like I said, they're attorneys, but they've, from what I've gathered from knowing them over the years, they kind of just fly by the seat of their pants. They don't plan. So I feel, and they tried, like I said, with that visit here, but they can't book anything that far in advance. So I just don't know. They're trying to plan. I just don't know if they have realistic expectations of what kind of place they're going to find.
So how's that making you feel that they don't have a plan?
Just a little nervous. Yeah. I mean, even if they had to live with us or with my brother-in-law for a little while they figured it out, that'd be fine. I just, it's a big change for them. So I just guess I'm kind of nervous for them. That it all works out.
What does your husband think?
He's excited. He's super excited. At the same time, him and his brother both realize, wow, we haven't lived with or near our parents in the same state as our parents for a very long time. So he's excited to have them here just to be closer with our kids and things. He's very excited. But nobody's really expressing any concern besides me about the money and the living situation.
Kind of makes you feel like a lone man crew trying to fix this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's frustrating.
Yeah.
Especially when you've got your own concerns. I know how busy you are.
Yes. Very busy.
You've got a 1-year-old, another one on the way, and you're in school.
Yep.
So you've got your hands full.
I do.
Has anybody offered to help you with any of this? Either researching for the housing for your parentals-in-law?
I mean, my husband has kind of, helped me look a little bit, but now we're just kind of playing this waiting game for it to be more realistic to find something that will be available for them come January when they're ready to move. So I guess I'm just looking for more information on what the best first step would be for finding them a place and when I can start looking and things like that.
Well, it sounds like you've made a lot of progress on your own already, educating them on the affordable housing in the area, having them meet with housing helpers, even though they said they weren't very helpful. You've taken a lot of those steps on your own. I think the next step is really going to be having them put a plan in place to move out. So you said they don't have anything packed.
Yes.
So start going through their 40 years of stuff in their home, seeing what is necessary to take, what's not necessary to take, making sure they have some money saved up so that they can make the journey from Wisconsin out to Colorado. All these little things cost money, and then maybe as we get closer to beginning of November, you can start talking to people about the affordable senior living and having them make those phone calls. It sounds like they really depend on you a lot to kind of help with this.
Like I said, I just don't think they realized.
Okay, and so
they're not necessarily depending on me. They're just
They're just not quite sure.
Quite sure. what's
Okay.
going on. Yeah.
And that's okay. And so this will be a much bigger conversation than anything that we can fully cover today.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I think just talking to them and having them put some of those plans in place that we discussed, do you feel like that you can have that conversation with them? Would that be a comfortable conversation?
I can talk to my husband about talking to him about that.
Going through
Yeah.
your home and
Yeah.
figuring out what possessions need to
Yeah.
happen and which ones don't?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I think that would be a good place to
we only
start.
have a couple minutes left.
Okay.
And so I just want to kind of wrap up what we've been talking about. We were talking about your mother and father-in-law and their pending move out here and some of the stressors that it's causing. And so we're going to help you work through that. You know, we'll get you connected to some of the resources in the community so that they can also be connected. And I'm more than willing to work with them also if at any point you want them to come into our session. We don't have to necessarily talk about the feelings that you have in regard to them moving out here, but just ways to help them empower themselves
Okay.
and make those choices on their own. Okay. How did you feel about today? What questions, comments, concerns do you have?
I feel like this is good. Yeah, just having someone else's mind helping me work through this, and yeah, someone else
Okay.
giving me some resources. I think it'll be good.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I can be helpful to you.
Thank you.
So then we'll plan to meet same time next week. Does that work for you?
That does, yes.
Okay.
I'll
Fantastic.
be here.
Great. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for meeting with me today.
Thank you.